I'm Leah, also known as Who Des Wins on TikTok, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On Instagram and TikTok, I asked you guys some questions, so today we're going to answer them. Number one is how to stop feeling so hungry when you first start calorie counting. I get it, and I was exactly the same. So I've probably gone from eating like 4,000 calories a day all the way down to like 1,009. It's drastic and it's difficult. What I would... Ow, I just bit my inside of my cheek. What I would suggest is... Ow. Instead of going straight into a deficit, go down to maintenance calories and then go into a deficit. It's so much more easier. You kind of get used to tracking the apps that you're using, you know, generally like making food, weighing it and putting it into the app. And it all just becomes so like streamlined by the time you're actually going into a calorie deficit. And make sure you get your protein in because it's so important. Way more important than you would ever think. And I never realised until I came into like the world of calorie counting. And it helps you feel fuller for longer because it takes longer to digest. So just make sure you get your protein in as well. But I will do a separate video on that. But yeah, definitely make sure you're in the right calories and start learning the difference between like head hunger and actually feeling hungry. Number two, how to stop eating all the kids' snacks in the summer holidays. Now, I can relate. I get it. What I do... So, I don't know if this is good for others, but this is what I do. I buy the kids the snacks I don't like. I buy my own snacks and also pre-plan. Plan. So, for example, I actually sell these, but these are like meal planners, so you can plan your meals. So what I would do is like, say you're going to Fort Park on the Saturday, I'd plan the week and know you're going to Fort Park on the Saturday. Maybe Saturday's your higher calorie day, or you're having a day at maintenance, or you're just having a day off, but all the rest is like planned and ready. But also, guys, right, always use maintenance as a backup. This is what I do time and time again. You're not going to gain any weight, you're not going to lose any weight, you're just going to remain at what you are. But if you're anything like me, like the summer holidays are so tricky. So if you could just get through it, you're smashing it, you know. So yeah, I always get the kids snacks that I don't like. I have my own set of snacks. I know it's bad for the environment, but I much prefer buying like individually packet snacks rather than having like a whole thing of jam tarts out. It's just like each individual mini rolls. Do you know what I mean? I just find that a little bit more easier, like of self-control. But I get it. There is some days that I will just then go and have all the snacks. Like, it's normal. We all do it. But yeah, definitely pre-plan. Even if you're pre-planning the picnic at the zoo, just plan. Number three, do I need to eat my calories back that I have burnt? Now, there's so much conflicting things online. I know why it can seem a bit like, what do I do? Right, so James Smith PT calculator on Google is the calorie calculator that I always suggest you guys to use. Go on there and make sure your activity is correct when you are doing all your details. So I walk minimum 10,000 steps a day. That falls under moderate, and that is plodding steps, by the way. That's not actually going on like a full-on walk. So whatever your activity matches up to, it does have a little bit. You can click it. It says, I don't have a clue, James. Click on that. It tells you what the categories of the activity are. But make sure you do your activity right, blah, 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 blah. At the end of it, it will come out with your calories. Now, that is your calorie deficit number. You don't need to take any off of that. Go into your apps, change the calories to the James Smith ones, and then do not eat your exercise calories back because your exercise is accounted for in your calorie deficit number given to you by James. So on NutriCheck and MyFitnessPal, you can turn it all off so it stops kind of going into each other. You guys, I'm sure you know what I mean. But yeah, there's means and ways of turning that off so it stops combining it. Number four is what tips I'd give for a gym newbie. So I would definitely say the gym anxiety is real, okay, and it's okay. I'm so sorry about the construction. Do you know how many times I've had to film these over and over and over and over and over again because of that construction? Like, it's actually doing my head in now. There's nothing I can do about it because there's going to be construction outside mine for about 2 years. So thank you. Right, let's quickly. So my tips would be some banging gym wear. I love Sculpt activewear, a banging playlist on Spotify, some really good headphones, and maybe a new water bottle, some new trainers, just to make you feel more confident like that. And also, I would say research your gym. Mine's a little bit more pricey, but the kind of equipment they have is really, really good. And if need be, just book in a PT session, even if it was just one, get them to show you around a basic kind of plan. Also, this is a really good tip, YouTube has everything you need to know about every single machine. You can Google the machine, the make, there is someone that's already made a video showing you how to use it. I really want to add in here that it is really difficult, and honestly I praise anyone that has got the courage to go to the gym on their own who has been really struggling with that. And you know, you think everyone's looking at you, or they're gonna, I don't know, look at you because you're maybe doing a move wrong. Honestly, no one cares, and I promise you that. It's so hard to realise, but after you've been like a week or two, you will be loving it. So sign up. If you're thinking about it, do it. 5, is there any new brands that I'm working with? So at the moment, there's only one who I haven't worked with before that I'm now going to be working with for a year. But all the rest are very reoccurring and kind of brands that I've built a really, really good relationship with. So maybe we've done like one campaign, now they want another. One particular brand, now we're in like a year's contract. So it's all really exciting and just amazing, and I just can't wait to see what the next year brings. Number 6, what made me start a TikTok? So I have actually shared my kind of weight loss journey ever since January 2019 when I was at Slimming World. And just at that time there were so many people kind of like sharing it on Instagram. There was like a bit of a boom and I just loved it. And then when I stopped going to Slimming World and delved into the world of calorie counting, you stopped having that support group, and I found me kind of building like friendships online and that community of calorie counting and just like weight loss in general. One, it was really motivating, and 2, it kind of filled that spot where I didn't have like the support group anymore. So yeah, I've always done Instagram, and that just led me on to one day, do you know what, I'm going to do TikTok, because I loved it during lockdown. And then I started sharing what I was eating every single day up until Christmas Eve, and it just went absolutely kaboom. And I still actually to this day can't believe literally everything what's happened in the past year. So I just want to say thank you. And the best thing I've ever done is make a TikTok account, and I don't even care if people think it's teenagers that are dancing, because it's definitely not that anymore, and I think lockdown's proved that. Number 7, what is a calorie deficit? I just do not understand it. So I'm going to tell you in kind of like my terms, if it helps, because I don't know if this is even going to come across right, because it is actually quite tricky to understand it. Anywho, I'm going to roll with it. If not, I'll make a separate video. So say Sally is 16 stone and she needs 2,500 calories to remain at that 16 stone. Not go, you know, gain any weight or lose any weight. She will be every single day continuing to eat around 2,500 calories, right? Also, activity comes into it, yada, 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 but I'm just trying to do it in a really basic to understanding way. She will be consuming 2,500 calories with whatever activity she's doing is keeping her at this 16 stone. Now, to be in a calorie deficit, all she does is drop her calories slightly. And this is the calorie deficit, because now we are like minusing calories, right? And then if we was to be in a calorie surplus, this is where we'd see the gain weight. We'd gain weight? Yeah, we'd gain weight. Oh, God, my brain's frazzling. So basically, to be in a calorie deficit, you are just eating less calories than you need basically to remain at that weight. Your body starts using its fat stores, and that's how you lose weight. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to do a full video on it. Number 8, what keeps me motivated? I love this question because I always hit back with, it's not motivation, it's actually determination. And it was only ever since calorie counting and stuff did I realise this. Before, I always thought, you know, you had to be motivated. Why don't I feel motivated 24/7? It's because actually that's not what keeps you going. It's being determined. And there is so many hard pills to swallow when it comes to losing weight, and one of them just is as simply as, nothing's going to change if I don't change. So I just wake up every day not wanting to be where I am at anymore, and that's what keeps me going. But like, silly bits of motivation, other people's journeys on TikTok and Instagram, like all the content I do, I am an avid watcher of that content. So other people's weight loss journeys, other people's food ideas, that kind of thing, that's what keeps me motivated. Number 9, now you're doing full-time social media, what do you mean by that? So, what a cool little question, because if you didn't know, I have just left my job at the school. I didn't really talk about my job before. Obviously, working at a school, you do have to be a bit careful. But now I'm basically being a full-time social content creator, which is scary, but this is the reason why I get to start my YouTube now. Yay! So, before I left, I already had contracts signed. I already was awaiting payments from contracts. And I was already in talks, and I have been in talks with one particular big brand collaboration that's happening. So obviously that's going to be coming. And then also on my last week of work, I had an amazing opportunity land in my inbox, and I'm still blown away by it. So there's already like year rolling contracts. So I now am set to have, well, I've signed 2, and now I'm going to be in another year's contract. So that's 3-year contracts. And I just want to say, if anyone's kind of aspiring to be a content creator, because I never in a million years thought I'd be here, 100% do it. Do it, because you just don't know. Like, a month can change, 6 months can change, your year. Anything can change in that time, and if it's something you really want to do, then just do it. I don't know how I've got here, but I'm here. What I'm going to be doing is YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and obviously my Facebook groups, which I will leave all the details of everything in the description. I was about to say comments then. I'll leave it in the description, and basically I'm just going to be creating content that I love, all to do with like my weight loss journey, confidence, body confidence, like literally just anything and everything. And I just can't wait. So yeah, what made me want to leave my other job is because I'd already signed contracts, and it was kind of like getting to that point where it's like I need to do one or the other because I don't have time for both anymore. And I thought, sink or swim, take that jump, you will only live once. And I just thought, to the wind, let's see what happens, and if need be, I can always go back to my old job. So yeah, I really hoped you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to share more with you. Thank you so much for coming over to my YouTube and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.